about the very serious crisis facing schools in Jammu and Kashmir. As we speak, many schools, 25 in fact in the last 2 months, have been burnt by arsonists. And the really strange thing is, no one seems to know who is behind those attacks. Today, the High Court has taken up the issue because just in the last 24 hours, 3 other schools have been attacked as well. So imagine, since July, since the killing of Burhan Wani, children haven't been going to school, and now the schools, the place, their only refuge for education, they are being attacked as well. Today we're going to speak. We have a lot of students who are now in the university but who used to study, who are from Kashmir. I'm also going to be joined by my colleague Nazir Masoodi with a lot of students over there about what do students want, because the government wants to go ahead with the exams as scheduled next month, and that's creating a lot of angst amongst the student and the parents community who are saying, how can we give our exams when we are not even prepared for it? We also have the former director of NCERT, Professor Rajput, with us. We have an internal security expert from the Government of India, Anil Chaudhary, with us. Of the BJP, we have Shazia Ilmi. We're also going to be joined in Srinagar by Junaid Mattu, the National Conference spokesperson, and Nazir has the government spokesperson with him. But before that, let's just look at how politicians have been quibbling about what's become a very, very human crisis.
This is very unfortunate, and the responsibility that's on those people, those separatists, people who are giving this calendar, and they are encouraging such elements to burn the schools, and I would say that they are behind, these people, they are behind that. Ultimately, the future of the children of Kashmir, it's in dark.
Tarshing burning of school, it is unfortunate, but who is responsible for it? From last 4 months, there is unrest, there is a curfew, people are getting killed.
It's more of a frustration by some of the disgruntled elements who are not able to carry on with their political agenda. The youth, the parents, the children are fed up of it. We cannot afford to carry on like this before we have a children uprising against a separatist uprising.
The High Court called those people behind this attacks on schools as enemies of education. Before I speak to all my guests over here, Nazir, what are the children there saying about the prospect, amidst seeing all these schools being attacked and burned, about the prospect of facing exams?
While number one, burning of school has made everybody furious in Kashmir, cutting across party lines and ideological lines, every political group, civil society and students say this is an assault on our collective conscience, and everyone is condemning and everybody is asking the government to expose these thugs who are behind this burning campaign of schools in Kashmir. Now 25 of schools have been burned, and they want government to expose them and punish them. I'm joined by Mr. Suhail Bukhari of the PDP, who is actually the media consultant of the PDP. Suhail, one important thing is, government cannot say that its hands are clean, because there has been 4-month-long unrest. Then the government is saying conduct exams when government has not been able to open schools so far.
Well, it's not about the government saying that our hands are clean. We've gone through a very tough time where we've lost precious lives, and unrest has been across the Kashmir Valley. While the government tried and continues to try its best to try and bring semblance of peace and normalcy to the life in Jammu and Kashmir, one important aspect of this whole crisis has been that the government has all through been requesting one and all that let us make education conflict neutral.
That's the important point. But when there was a curfew in Kashmir on 21st of July, first time government says, let us open schools. When you have curfew across all 10 districts, then Home Ministry is saying, let's open school. And then the government is announcing exams when you have not been able to even open schools for last 4 months. And many are saying there's some correlation between the government's insistence and the decision to hold exams with the burning of the schools.
I would say that is ridiculous. Anyone who tries to say that it is because of the government pushing for the exams, students are burning the schools. Are you then trying to tell us that it's our students who essentially have been at the forefront of saving our schools, that they are indulging in arson? No. Let me tell you one thing, that while the government has all through been trying to ensure that education is conflict neutral and asking and requesting everybody to pitch in, because remember, even in places like Palestine and Aleppo, where hell has broken loose, even they are trying to ensure that education continues. And for us, it's not, for us the issue is not about enforcing examinations. It's about saving a calendar year for the students who have to go beyond this also.
Important point. I'll take this, Sunitra, to this question to the student Kabir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it first to Kabir, a student of the Bisco school. Kabir, you have not been to school for last 4 months. Tell me, are you ready? Are you ready for the exam? Because government is saying it's not our decision. It is the academic calendar. In November is scheduled exam. Why should not you?
So I will tell you one thing. The situation was paralyzed from last 4 months. Okay. There was no movement on the streets. Okay. So government had imposed curfew on each and every streets. So we can see that there was no kind of a movement. So how can students go to school? Okay. Do you think it's possible to go school? Do you think it was safe to go school? Who was providing security? No one. Okay. We were not saved by the jail.
What is your feeling when you see school burning?
Sir, I can say that there's many, I have seen from last 4 months, there have been 30 schools burnt in Kashmir. Okay. So it's not about that, we are just destroying our own infrastructure in Kashmir, so that's education. But the thing is that, yet now we are not, we have not completed our syllabus. We are just complete only 40% of syllabus. How can we appear in exams? According to the board criteria, we should have complete 75% of our syllabus, then we are only eligible for the exams.
I'll take it to the Rabia. Rabia, tell me, why aren't you ready for the exams now?
Sir, there is a technical point. As per the board criteria, a student must have attended 180 working days. Only then he is eligible to sit in the examination. As of now, we have just attended 75 working days. So I would like to ask the government, when the students have completed just 40% of their syllabus, how come they expect us to sit in the examination? Plus, what about our safety? On one hand, government says that the environment is not conducive to conduct polls. So how come is it conducive to conduct our examination?
Nazir, I just want to interrupt you there because
I don't know when I'll go.
While that young...
Okay, Sunitra, please do what you.
Yeah. What she's saying, that young student is saying, first of all, everyone feels the pain, and Professor Rajput is with me, and you agree that she has a point that they're just not prepared.
Actually, this is the point. You have not given them knowledge, you have not given them skills, and you are very keen to conduct examination. This is never done. I would dread a situation when I am asked to go to an examination without having attended a school for more than 110 days. I mean, you must try at first to create a condition that schools function.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to do, you must do that. And then let the children go, let them feel comfortable, let them feel normal. Then you can think of examination.
And we can hear the anguish. I don't agree,
but that is what is to be done. Otherwise, I have read in my history books about the destruction of libraries. Ancient Alexandria Library, Takshila, Nalanda. And we all call them barbaric people, uncultured, barbaric, savages, those who kill knowledge. Now, this is really something comparable to
unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
Very interesting.
And that must be taken.
So Shazia, Professor Rajput is raising this. How is it the government is alienating? You heard the children.
Yes, we heard the children, and our heart goes out to them. And indeed, it is a sad Diwali for most of us, because the children's future is being snatched away for no fault of theirs. And I think what the separatists are doing, and the people who are burning the schools, are really cutting their nose to spite their face for some strange reason. So this is really the self-destructive gene at its worst. But having said that, I'm not defending the government stand entirely. Mr. Rajput has a fair point. But these are extraordinary times, Mr. Rajput, you'd bear with me. And they do call for extraordinary measures. There is a stern and a firm attempt to ensure normalcy. Like the show must go on. Of course, in schools this is happening, but there is a way somehow to ensure that life take its own course. Let us not be cowered down or bow down to the call of the separatists and to the stone pelters and the killers and snatchers of children's liberties to make sure that they don't. Because by the time you wait for normalcy to reside or permeate the valley, it might be too long. So maybe this is a sterner way, an
Okay.
extraordinary way, not a normal way, maybe not a fair way, but definitely a strong way to
you know,
force
Sadia,
normalcy almost
I-
where education
I
is
agree,
concerned.
But the point is, let the children go to school for 10 days, 20 days and feel no.
And
they
that's
think
what
it
I
is a-
that's what I want to ask. Nazir, can you ask the children again? Because we were reading how they had been having classes for 2.5 hours, even within the shutdown. How are they preparing? Are they now resigned to the fact that the government will force these exams? How are they preparing? Do they have any kind of teaching by teachers, any special classes at all?
Yeah, important question, Sunitra. I'll take this question to the student here. You have in fact met Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti also, Suhail, Amar, and you talked about you are not prepared. Are you prepared if government finally decide they are adamant to hold exams?
Yeah.
Are you prepared to sit in exams?
Look, first thing is that we are not prepared for exams mentally. I, as a resident of downtown Srinagar, have spent the last 3 months hearing taranas in the mosques, stone pelting going on. So it has taken a toll on my mental health. So I'm not, you will put a bundle of books in front of me and say that you prepare for exams, and we have a situation that there are 13 days left and the government is not coming clear. What we have to read. There is no clarification from the government's point of view. And lately we met a student delegation, met Mehbooba Mufti, and what she told us was shocking. She told us that Yiman exam dunchu tim din, Yiman dunchu timne din kihin.
Okay, but Chief Minister is telling about your exams. It is not her exam.
Yeah.
She is talking about your future, your
Our
education. What is your problem?
So
If she says you sit in the exam.
yeah, if a student, according to the Chief Minister, we heard from her that she said parents are coming to me to take the exams on time. So why aren't they coming in front of the camera here as I am?
Maybe
So-
because of fear. I'll
No,
take
yes.
that question to another student. Sohail, tell me, if government says
Nazir,
you have to sit in exams, are you prepared?
You know, actually the thing is not how much prepared you are.
Okay.
You know, the thing is that, you know, the conditions in we are living is the thing. That, you know, we are living today in a war-like situation. Before some days we were living in war-like situation. So can she just tell me about that, you know, how can we commence our situation in war-like situation? It's really a taxing job for
But
us.
as a student, why shouldn't you tell
So, Nazir,
everybody
I wanna
when the
take it to
separatist
Junaid
school
Mattu.
should be open? It should be delayed.
You know, I can tell you one thing, you know, there was a complete lockdown of curfew, 55 days of curfew in Valley. So I don't think, you know, they are out of reach, you know, separatists are out of reach. We can't make our influence to them.
Okay.
Because it's
okay.
really...
Okay, they are saying the onus is on the government. Sunitra, please.
that's right. So I wanted to ask just Junaid Mattu, where do you stand on this? Because Anil Chaudhary, we'll just be speaking to him. He was saying that having the exams actually is an important message, as Shazia was also saying. But where does the National Conference stand on this demand by students that they should be postponed?
Well, you know, the moot point that we support is that you cannot politicize education, and that moot point runs both ways. We say that to the separatists, that education should be conflict neutral, and we also say that to the, you know, ruling dispensation, that any attempt, and this again takes me back to what Shazia and the other worthy panelists said, that you know, extraordinary situations call for extraordinary measures. Deferment of exam in this case is an extraordinary measure. Not deferring an exam is a routine measure which is disconnected with the ground reality. If 25 schools are burnt, why and through what logic are we talking about holding exams on time? I've met you know, various delegations of students over the past week, and they have points based on logic. You heard these students. So is Suhail saying, is Naeem Akhtar saying that all these students were speaking very eloquently, very articulately? Are they saying that they're brainwashed? I've met these students and they put up very logical points, and the logical point is that for an academic year to conclude in the you know, result of an examination, you need to cover at least 75% of the syllabus or 180 school days. And I want to make one more quick point. You know, we keep saying that, you know, this is an attempt to save their calendar year. No, absolutely not. You know, the CBSE exams are held in March. Those students from the rest of the country sit for their professional entrance examinations after March. So if the government now announces that we will hold examinations in March, these students will get a point of reference and they will be able to prepare till March.
So clear divisions there, clear divisions on those who prefer. We're going to hear from Anil Chaudhary and these students who've been through this over the years. They've studied in the valley, they're now here in Delhi University, what they think about it. Stay with us, we'll speak to our guests about this extraordinary situation of schools being burnt in the valley. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking about the attacks on 25 schools in the valley and students now demanding that their exams should be postponed. Anil Chaudhary is the former Secretary of Internal Affairs from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Why is it that the government is pushing for the exams to be held on schedule when we heard the students who are saying that they're not prepared?
Sunetra, the government must answer that question, but as an internal security person who has tried to tackle the situation in Kashmir for almost a decade, I clearly see a design to disrupt normalcy which was being restored in the Kashmir Valley after a long period of turmoil. You know, the schooling is a nerve center of a social life in a village, city, towns. When children do not go to school, stay at home, there's something wrong. When traffic is flowing normally, schools at nights in remote areas are being put to arson.
Yeah.
Has
it ever happened before?
It has happened. I'm not sure
in
whether they
areas.
have happened at this scale, but the point I'm trying to make is there is certainly an attempt to stop normalcy from being restored in the Kashmir Valley. There is a section of the students which is sympathetic towards the separatists. They are being motivated and brainwashed to do these things, which are hitting against
the students themselves.
No, the separatists are brainwashing the young students, young minds, pliable minds, to do things which are absolutely unacceptable to any civilized society. There's another point I want to make. You know, during the winter, when the schools close down, these schools are used by the security forces to, live in. So it's also an attempt by burning down those places to prevent the security forces from moving in. It's a very sinister design as I see it. We should, more important than the holding of exam.
So you're saying strategically holding that doesn't work?
More important than holding of the examination is to see that the schools function normally.
Okay, I just want to get a quick word in from all these students. They've all passed out from the valley. When you hear all those students say, talk about the desperation they're feeling, what goes through your mind?
I think whatever is happening is basically the politicizing of education. We are young students. What have we done to suffer all this? And the point of examination is like you have not really covered the syllabus. So how can you?
And you went through it in 2009, 2010.
Yes.
Do you think it should be deferred now?
It's absolutely sad what is happening right now.
The burning of schools is affecting the future.
And you see already, even
they are setting their childhood on fire, I think it's bleaker than it was in 90s. It was back in 90s because education is now used as weapon.
So Shazia, hearing them, do you think the government will rethink their position about holding the exams?
No, I would take a very objective opinion on this. I think this is like working backwards. I think not having exams or having exams is a technical question, 180 days and all. But let this technicality not come in the way of restoring normalcy and be used as an excuse not to allow normalcy to prevail. By which I mean that I don't care, the exams can be done 10 days later. But we must ensure that there is enough pressure from school children and their parents on the larger community to have schools there. And I think an effort by the government is to have exams, means the children must do well in the exams, would be putting pressure on the call of the separatists to kind of kill the nerve center, as Anilji mentioned, of social life.
Okay,
so I think this is another way to restore normalcy, maybe a sterner way, but a stern, stoic and a firmer way, but definitely this is going to be very important to ensure, and this will lead to a backlash from the community themselves because nobody wants the children's future to be in darkness.
Yeah.
And I would request both Suhail Bukhari ji and Junaid Mattu ji that this is the time for all of us to be together, to go out there against violence of this sort.
I think I just want to give the last word to the students there who are with Nazir. Nazir, are they confident that their voice will be heard?
Well, I'll put that question to the students. Before that, I'll go to Suhail Bukhari, the media consultant to J&K government. Sohail, you heard what students said. Is government ready to defer exams?
See, I thought we started with the issue of who's burning the schools.
Exactly.
And then there was a correlation. We tried to put it in context of the examinations per se. Let's first understand one thing, that there are designs that are visible to be seen, that education system per se is being attacked. There is a deliberate attempt on derailing the education system in Kashmir. I referred to the fact earlier also that on part of the government, attempts and efforts were made to try and make education per se conflict neutral, which was not allowed. And that's why we are witnessing today 30 odd schools being set ablaze, and the people who are propagating things on the other side, it took them 26 schools to be burned first, and then they issued a statement of,
I'll put the last question to Rafia. Rafia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me, aren't you ready? You are saying now this is a big issue now.
So our demand is quite genuine. All we want is the deferment of exams to March. We are not asking for anything that is against the constitution or that is anti-national. I don't know why they are politicizing exams and why exams are being used as an instrument to show normalcy.
Thank you.
Well, I think that has to be the last word, Nazir. And perhaps it's an apt point as well to end on, and hopefully the government is listening to them. All politicians across the country are listening to them, to the fate of the children of the valley, and hopefully, as the High Court has ordered, the schools get protection from the arsonists. That's it. Thanks to all our guests. Thanks for watching Agenda. Goodbye.